Okay, so today's class we'll look at 3.7, 3.8, and 3.9. So these are discount problems, average problems, and the selling formula. So we'll start with discount problems. So in order for a store or merchant to get people to come to their stores and buy their products, they'll sometimes put their merchandise on sale. So we can show how discounts are calculated in two different ways. We can just use ratios, or we can use this formula here, where D equals the percent times the dollar amount. So let's take a look at our first example. What would the discount be on a set of wrenches if the regular price is $64 and the discount offered is 30%? All right, so doing it as a ratio, the ratio method, so if the 100%, which is the regular price, we know is $64. That's regular price. And the discount offered is 30%. Then we need to solve for what would be the amount. All right, so we can just solve this using a cross multiplication. So we just go 30 times the 64 divide by 100. All right, so you can just put that into your calculators. And the discount offered will be $19.20. Okay, so the discount is $19.20. So make sure then to find the actual price, you'd have to take your $64 and then subtract $19.20 to see what the price would be then. So the sale price therefore would be $44.80. All right, and then this could be done similarly using the formula method. So D is equal to the percent times the amount. Okay, so here 30%, we're just going to put it into decimal form. So 30% in decimal form is 0.30. And we're going to multiply that by 64, which again would give us the $19.20. Okay, same as we got here, but then we would subtract that amount from the regular price of $64. So the answer is $44.80. All right, so the discount is $19.20 and the sale price is $44.80. So Sandy bought a baseball glove that was regularly priced at $69.20 at a 25% discount. What was the discount and what was the sale price of this glove? All right, so the first step in a question like this is we have to figure out what's the discount. So we take our original amount, $69.20, and we'll multiply it by the 25% discount. So put that into decimal, which is 0.25. Multiply that and we get $17.30. And then the second step is to subtract that discount from the original price. So $69.20, we're going to subtract $17.30 and we get $51.90. Let me read it out first. So our next question, Edith bought a pair of shoes on sale for $26, which sold at a 20% discount. What was the regular price of these shoes? All right, so we have to figure out what the regular price was given the discount and given the sale price. All right, so we can use this here for that. And where we're solving for X. So P here is that sale price that we're given. Here is the discount. And we're using 1 as a whole instead of using 100%. So here when we put in the discount, we'll use the decimal form. And then we are solving for X. All right, so the sale price is $26. And then it is 20% discount. putting that into decimal, that's 0.2, and then we're going to solve for x. Okay, so just continuing here, 1 minus 0.2, that is 0.8, and it's being multiplied by x. All right, to solve for x here, we're just going to be dividing by 0.8 both sides. And just put this into your calculator, and we'll get our price here. So 26 divided by 0.8, which gives me $32.50. All right, so the regular price of the shoes were $32.50. Okay, so next we're looking at 3.8, which are the average formulas. So here again, you can use a ratio method to calculate these kinds of problems, but there is also a formula given here, which is A equals T over N. So A is average, T is total, and N is the number of items that are involved in working out the average. So let's take a look here at our first example. So in 8 basketball games, Bernie scored 100 points. And we're trying to figure out what was his average number of points scored per game. So if we did this as a ratio method, we can say 8 games, he got 100 points. And we're trying to figure out in one game, how many points is he going to get. All right, so we're solving for x. So cross multiplication, 1 times the 100, and then divide by 8. All right, so basically it becomes, I'll just write it out here, 1 times 100, and then we're dividing by 8 to get that answer. And the answer is 12.5, yes. So 12.5 points. That's his average number of points scored per game. Using the formula method, which is A equals to T over N, we're just going to take the T, which is total, which is 100 per 8 games, and we'll just divide those, which gives us the same answer, so 12.5. All right, so you would end with your sentence. Bernie's average was 12.5 points per game. All right, let's try another one here. The average attendance at a hockey game in Vancouver is 14,355. How many people sat through 40 regular season games? So we can set this up again as a ratio. So 14,355 people in one game. And then how many people would that be in 40 games? All right, so we would just cross multiply this number by this number, divide by the 1, which gives us 574,200 fans. All right, and we could do this as well using the formula if you wanted to use the formula. A equals T over N. We know the average is 14,355 and T over 40 like that. And again, we would cross multiply, which would give us the same answer of 574,200 fans. So our next example, Gloria earned $630 teaching swimming lessons. If she earned $20 per class, how many classes did she teach? So let's just set this up as a ratio. She earns $21 for one class. And she's getting $630 $630. How many classes did she teach? All right, so solving for x, 1 times 630, divide that by 21. All right, and that gives me 30. So therefore, she taught 30 classes. Okay, so the next type of word problems we're looking at are the selling formula. Okay, so the selling formula, there's the formula here. S is equal to C plus O plus P. And this is the method that's used by stores to calculate the final selling price of a product. S stands for, or S is the selling price, the final selling price. C is the cost of the article to the store. O is the overhead, things like lighting, heating, salaries of employees, and so on. And P is the profit that the store earns when it sells the article. So let's look at our first example. So Mr. White of White's Sports buys a pair of skates for $115 and expects to make a profit of $50 per pair. If the overhead on these skates is $7.80, what should Mr. White sell the skates for? So what this means is he's buying them for $115 from wherever he gets them from, and he's going to sell them at his store, and he wants to make a profit of $50 per pair. The overhead is $7.80, meaning things like any lighting or heating in his building, paying salaries to his employees. So what should he sell his skates for? So we're going to use that formula. S equals C plus O plus P, and we are trying to figure out the selling price, so that's what we are solving for, and we are given the cost is $115, the overhead is $7.80, and the profit he wants to make is $50. All right, so we just have to substitute that all into the equation. So 115 plus 780 plus the 50. All right, so in this example, we just have to add all those numbers up, and we get $172.80. All right, so Mr. White needs to sell the skates for $172.80. So our next example, the selling price of a toaster is $40. The store's cost on the toaster was $25, and the overhead is $3 per toaster. What is the profit made when one of these toasters is sold? All right, so here we're given the selling price is $40. The store's cost is $25. The overhead is $3, and we need to calculate the profit. All right, so using our formula, S equals C plus O plus the P, we'll just substitute everything we know. So 40 is equal to 25 plus 3 plus the P. All right, so we're just solving for P, but what we can do is we can add these two together, 25 plus 3, which gives me 28. All right, and now we're just subtracting that on both sides to calculate for P. And we get $12. All right, so the profit is equal to $12. So we would just end this with our sentence. The profit made when one of these toasters is sold is $12. This example here, a sweater sells for $12.95 and the overhead is 36 cents. If there is a loss of $1.38 on each sweater, what is the cost per sweater? So basically, how much is he buying them from wherever he's buying them from. We know that he is selling them for $12.95. So let's put everything into the formula. So the selling cost is $12.95. Cost we don't know. The overhead is 36 cents. Make sure you put that as 0.36. And the profit is negative 1.38. All right, you could also have written this as just 12.95 equals C plus 0.36 minus 1.38. Okay, so now we are solving for C. So I'll just collect 0.36 and minus 1.38 first, which is negative 1.02. All right, so we are now adding that onto both sides to solve for C. Okay, which gives me 13.97 is equal to the cost. All right, so the cost is $13.97. The profit is negative, so they are losing money. So basically, they would have to increase the selling price to make a profit. All right, so that's where we will stop today. Just going back here, we're just going to work on 3.7, 3.8, 3.9 on every other odd for homework.